Yes, sir.
Hey, mute your Zoom.
Okay. Spence, testing the audio for juvenile.
Loud and clear.
Thank you. I'm going to test the other one in a minute. Testing again.
Loud and clear.
Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. These are the detention hearings for the 323rd Judicial District Court, the state of Texas, Tarrant County's assigned juvenile court. The purpose of today's hearings is not a trial. Instead, the purpose of today's hearings is to determine whether or not probable cause exists to believe that the child may have engaged in delinquent conduct. If the court makes that determination, the court will thereafter proceed to a secondary determination of whether or not the child should be ordered to remain in detention or be released to a parent or guardian. Pursuant to the open court's provision of the Texas Constitution, these hearings are being broadcast on YouTube. Recording or rebroadcasting all or part of these hearings is expressly forbidden. Violation of the court's order may subject you to civil and/or criminal contempt proceedings. There are 18 children on today's docket. 2 of them are under the age of 14. First on our docket is Jordan. Is Jordan here?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Excuse me, Judge Porter, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Could you check to see if there's some POs in the waiting room that need to be given access to get in?
All right. Yeah, I can barely hear it as well. Okay. Whoever is on the iPhone, if you'll please mute yourself and change the name to reflect what your name is so the court can identify you.
Katie Dixon.
iPhone, I need you to change your username to reflect your name.
I don't even know how to do that, bro.
Okay, iPad 2, I also need you to change your name. Okay. All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Daniel. How are you?
I'm fine, Your Honor. How are you? Good to see you.
Better than I deserve. All right. Are you Jordan?
Yes, sir, I am.
Right. I couldn't remember. Jordan, are you in room 3 or room 2?
He's right here, Judge Porter.
All right, room 3. All right, Jordan, at this detention hearing, you have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney. Anything you say at this hearing cannot be used against you at a future hearing, but it could leave the prosecutor to find evidence against you. So before you blurt anything out, I suggest you raise your hand, and that way I can put you in a breakout room with Mr. Daniel, your attorney, so that y'all can discuss what you want to say before you actually say it. Does that make sense, Jordan?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Jordan, the court has previously found that probable cause exists to believe that you may have engaged in delinquent conduct. You've been level 1 outstanding, I believe, since January 16th. Is that correct?
That's my understanding, Your Honor. Which would be about the first day that he could have gotten there.
All right. Ms. Isaacson, are you here?
I'm covering for P.O. Isaacson, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Mr. Martinez, what are the department's thoughts right now?
As of right now, we are not in agreement with releasing him.
Okay.
He's had multiple violations on his EM.
Okay. And by multiple, can you be a little bit more specific?
Failure to comply on 9/29, 10/16, 11/5, and 1/13. At which point I'm seeing that he cut it off.
Oh, he cut off his EM.
Yes.
That changes things. All right. Mr. Daniel, what are your thoughts?
Well, Your Honor, I don't think I disagree with anything that Mr. Martinez said. I thought the EM might have been cut off earlier than that because he was missing for a while. He is on level 1, which is the since the 16th, which I believe is about the quickest he could have gotten to it because he was detained originally on the 12th, I believe. He's not actually on probation yet. There's no adjudications in this case, unless I'm not reading the probation report correctly. And anything that he is charged with so far is just a misdemeanor. So I don't think he's much of a threat to the community.
Except for the fact he's committed a new state jail felony offense pending adjudication disposition?
Well, Your Honor, I don't know that he has committed that.
Did he cut off an electronic monitor?
That's the allegation.
Okay.
But even still,
Would
Your
that
Honor,
not constitute a violation of the Texas Penal Code?
I believe it would, Your Honor.
Would that not constitute a state jail felony?
I believe it is. That's correct.
So
But
he's
it's not,
gone from misdemeanor behavior to state jail felony behavior.
well, that is true.
Allegedly.
Yes, that is correct. None of which are violent offenses.
And by what you've told me, Mr. Daniel, he was missing for several days where we didn't know where he was.
More than several days, Your Honor.
The original date was 11/29/25.
And he wasn't apprehended for another 2 months?
About 6 weeks, I think.
Okay. Well, Jordan, you made a bad situation much worse. Because you were only facing possible misdemeanors, but now you're possibly facing a felony, depending on what Mr. Morris wishes to do with the additional evidence. That will be his decision along with those in the prosecutor's office. But it concerns me that you absconded from the court's jurisdiction for 6 weeks where we didn't know where you were, what you were doing, who you were living with, what kind of trouble you might be getting into, or what kind of danger you might have been in. So that combined with your initial refusal to participate in the program in the back when you initially came in gives me a little bit of concern that if I were to release you today, you might have abscond from the jurisdiction of the court again. So on that basis, I'm going to order that you continue to be detained, maintain your level 1-0. We'll reevaluate this in 10 business days. Thank you, Jordan.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, that's all that I have. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Good to see you, Mr. Daniel.
Okay. You too, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Jose?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jose, my name is Judge Porter. This is a detention hearing to determine whether or not probable cause exists to believe that you may have engaged in delinquent conduct. If the court makes that determination, the court will thereafter proceed to a secondary determination of whether or not you should be ordered to remain in detention or be released to a parent or guardian. At this hearing, you have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney. And Mr. Yanez, I believe I saw you earlier. Is that correct?
I'm on here. Yes. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Great. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Judge.
All right. Jose, you have the right to remain silent. Nothing you say at this hearing can be used against you, but we have a DA who's watching this Zoom hearing. So anything that you blurt out might lead him to find additional evidence against you. So before you blurt anything out, raise your hand. I can put you and Mr. Yanez in a breakout room, and that way Mr. Yanez can advise you on whether or not you really should say it. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. The court has previously found that probable cause exists to believe that you may have engaged in delinquent conduct, to wit, 4 different aggravated robberies, 4 different victims, one of whom was allegedly shot in the face. You've been level 1 outstanding since before Halloween. Is that correct, Ms. Rojas? Is somebody here covering for Maria?
Her audio's
okay.
not working, Your Honor.
Oh, okay.
But what was your question again? I'm sorry.
It's my understanding he's been level 1 outstanding since right before Halloween.
And that is correct.
All right. Mr. Yanez, what are your thoughts?
Yes, Judge. As far as Jose's behavior while in detention, it's really better than just level 1 outstanding all that time. I've attended several of these. He's been in over 90 days. 2 weeks ago, when we were before Judge Kim, I'll just ask the court to take my characterization of where Judge Kim has been on this. He's been very, very close. I'd say really teetering on the edge of releasing him. And that in recognition of that Jose, at least as of 2 weeks ago, hasn't had a single violation or infraction while he's been in detention this entire time. So his behavior has been exemplary. He's accepted the invitation that Judge Kim issues to even people who are in detention for serious offenses, is to demonstrate that the community would be safe by their behavior while detained. He simply could not do any more to accomplish that than what he has done in detention. He's just been perfect. Now, I don't have an updated detention hearing report for today, so everything I'm saying is really based on the detention hearing report from 2 weeks ago. But that covers a long period of time. Please, someone who has more current information, update me if it's any different from what I'm saying. But essentially, he's been perfect. And so I would ask this court to, consider what Judge Kim, does offer to juveniles, is the incentive to show what that they deserve the opportunity to await their trial. And that's where we are. We have a scheduling order, and we are scheduled for, I think our trial date's in March. So
March
that's a ways off.
Pre-trial March 25th, and then trial around April 6th. Am I correct, Mr. Morris?
I believe that's correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Morris, do your records reflect that this is his very first gun offense, or is this possibly his second gun-related offense, whether it be it here or over in Dallas County?
Judge, he's previously been on probation in Dallas for threatening to use or exhibit a firearm on school campus. And because this is a firearms-related offense and escalation in conduct, he's previously been on felony probation before. We believe both that he exhibits a danger to himself or others, and that if released, he has been previously adjudicated and is likely to offend again. And so for those bases, we would ask he be detained.
When did his last probation expire? Was that back in August?
August of 2025, Judge.
And then this offense allegedly occurred about 2 months later?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Yanez, that concerns me that Mr. Morris may be correct.
As far as the timing of getting off probation, of course, I did not represent him in Dallas. That's just, I think that reflects the information I've seen. So that I don't have a dispute about those details.
All right.
I'll just ask the court to places greater emphasis on his behavior since he's been in. It's the most current reflection of his I guess it'd be danger to the community. I'd suggest he's a rule follower at this point.
I have some reservations, Mr. Giannis. Your argument is not lost on me, but neither is Mr. Morris's. And my fear is that if I let him out today, he'd only been off probation for a little bit before he's brought into Kimbo. This is an especially violent offense involving 4 different victims, one of whom was shot in the face, had to have part of his cranium repaired. For me, Judge Kim may have a different calculus, but for me, I'm not there. I'm not there yet, Mr. Yanez. But your argument's not lost on me. Maybe it'll work with Judge Kim at the next detention hearing. But for now, Jose, given the seriousness of the offense, I'm going to order that you be detained. Thank you, sir. Okay. Ms. McGonigal, help me correctly pronounce your client's first name.
Celise.
Celise, thank you, Ms. McGonigal. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Judge. How are you?
Better than I deserve. All right, Celise, are you here?
Yes.
Celise,
Yes, sir.
this is a detention hearing. You're familiar with these. The purpose is not a trial. Instead, the purpose is to determine whether or not probable cause exists to believe that you may have engaged in delinquent conduct. If the court determines that probable cause exists, the court may thereafter proceed to a secondary determination of whether or not you should be ordered to remain in detention or released to a parent or guardian. Anything you say at this hearing cannot be used against you at a future hearing, but it could lead Mr. Morris, one of the prosecutors, to additional evidence that he could use against you. So before you blurt anything out, raise your hand, get my attention. I'll put you and Ms. McGonigal in a breakout room so that she can advise you on whether or not you really should say anything. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Sorry,
Thank you,
Mr.
Celise.
Johnson.
Pardon?
I wasn't sure if I could say yes, sir, to that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Celise. All right. The court has previously found that probable cause exists to believe that you may have engaged in delinquent conduct, so I won't go into why you were here. Celise, you had a birthday a few days ago. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Ms. McGonigal, she's been level 1-0 for about 10 days now. What are your thoughts?
Well, we have court tomorrow, and I would love for Celise to be able to go home, but I don't see if her mom is on here.
Judge Mom is not present. She's currently at the hospital and she will be there for a couple more days.
Okay.
That answered my question, Your Honor, because the only adult in the house is not going to have Celise home.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Celise, I don't have anybody to release you to today, but I want to thank you for being level 1 outstanding. Here's why. Because that tells me you're following the rules in the back. And if you're following the rules in the back, that gives me hope that you're going to follow the rules when you go home again. So please keep doing what you're doing. I know it's not always easy, but I thank you for following all the rules in the back. You'll get to meet with Ms. McGonigal hopefully tomorrow in person, and we'll figure out a game plan. Sound good?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. For now, I've got to keep you, but we'll see if things change tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Celise. Thank you, Ms. McGonigal.
Thank you, Judge.
Giorgio?
Yes.
Okay.
Judge Porter,
All right.
if I could interrupt real quick.
Yes,
If
sir.
you want to look at the last paragraph in the assessment, it'll explain the kind of situation he's in. He has been adjudicated.
Yes, sir. I'm aware of this situation. Is Mr. Novak here?
Judge, I believe I'll be covering for him. And good afternoon, Judge Porter.
Good afternoon, Mr. Beaver. Good to see you.
Thank you. Likewise.
All right, Giorgio, the court is aware that the probable cause has already been determined. In fact, you've already been adjudicated for the offense. Mr. Spence, I'm right. There's nobody I could release him to right now.
Well, CPS is supposed to be here. The mother has refused custody of him.
Do we have somebody from CPS present?
Special investigator, she kind of as far as sir.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh,
How are we coming?
yes. Well, we don't him to because I refused to take him back home due to the nature of the incident that happened with the mom. We are trying to find another person, preferably a fictive kin, that can take him in, but we haven't gotten that squared away with the parents yet. So we're still working to try to find someone to place him, or it will be an outright removal.
Okay.
So that's where we are right now.
What kind of time frame are we looking at?
I placed a call with the mom today, so I'm waiting to hear back from her to see if she or the dad would approve person that Giorgio mentioned to me earlier today. However, I haven't heard back from her yet, and I'll be calling her again once we get off this proceeding. If that's the case, if mom doesn't or dad doesn't approve of the individual, then we'll draft the affidavit removal, and then we'll just take those steps later on or tomorrow.
Okay. Giorgio, the short answer today is I don't have anybody to release you to, but I don't want this case to linger. Ms. Kaim Suarez, I'm going to direct you to be back. We're going to set a detention hearing every other day until CPS finds somebody that we can release Giorgio to. He's been level 1-0 since before New Year's. Adjudication disposition is over. He needs to be able to begin the therapeutic services that JPD has arranged for him, and detention is not the best place for those services to be administered. So we're just going to have hearings every other day until CPS can find somebody and we can release him. All right?
Perfectly understandable.
Okay. So be back in the Zoom call on Friday. Giorgio, I'm going to try and get you out here as fast as we can. All right? But Giorgio, that's contingent on you keeping your level 1-0 status for me. Because here's the thing. If you're not level 1-0, it makes it really hard for CPS to find you somebody. Okay? But if you're level 1-0, it makes CPS's job much easier. So if you'll help me out, you're actually helping yourself out by maintaining level 1-0. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Sergio. All right. Giorgio, I apologize. Giorgio, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Peyton.
Yes, sir.
All right. Peyton, this is a detention hearing. The court has previously found that probable cause exists to believe that you may have engaged in delinquent conduct. The purpose of the hearing is not a trial. If I find that probable cause exists, which I do, I'll thereafter proceed to a secondary determination of whether or not you should be ordered to remain in detention or be released to a parent or guardian. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney. Is Mr. Willett here? I don't hear him. Mr. Beaver, do you mind filling in for Mr. Willett?
Not at all, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Peyton, nothing you say at this hearing can be used against you, but we have a prosecutor who's listening in, and anything that you might say could lead him to find additional evidence to use against you. So before you say anything, raise your hand, and I can put you and Mr. Beaver in a quiet, private breakout room, and that way Mr. Beaver can advise you on whether or not you really should say anything. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. She has a modification hearing scheduled for tomorrow. Is that correct, Ms. Peters? Is Ms. Peters here?
It's actually me, Your Honor, and that is correct.
Okay. Is it actually going to go through tomorrow, or is it going to be rescheduled?
We have not given any indication that they're going to cancel the docket for tomorrow, so I do believe the setting will proceed. As far as resolution, I'm unsure on that. It is her first setting.
Right, that's understandable. And she's been level 1 outstanding since January 10th, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did she have any? She's been on probation before. Is that correct?
She's currently on probation. Yes, sir.
Okay. And unfortunately, I don't know what that offense is for. Can you remind me?
Yes, sir. So she's on for continuous family violence. So it is felony probation. We have her in here for absconding for about 1 month. We have been trying to create a community plan for Ms. Payton. However, there's been some communication issues with her mother. Her mother did begin communicating with us again just yesterday, and she is present here on the Zoom.
Mom. Is Mom here?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Ms. Flores, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm here. I'm here to pick up Peyton if y'all were ready to release her.
Well,
I did.
That's only one factor.
No, it's fine. I did previously. I'm sorry, my throat's getting itchy now. I did previously speak with Miss Amelia Gregory, and I had let her know that I was traveling for work and that I had limited transportation. And so I did inform her that I may not be able to make it to the last hearing. And then I didn't hear about a new updated court. I just found out about the new court date when I drove down here on Monday. And she did provide me with some information from Safe House. And I did contact them and spoke with them also. I did go over the material, but before I decided on placement for Peyton, I would like to review the place in person and speak with them before making that decision. I'm sorry, my throat just got like really scratchy in here.
Mom, did you hear Miss Gregory say that Peyton was allegedly absconded for about a month?
Yes. I woke up on Thanksgiving Day and she was gone. I woke up at 4 a.m. and I couldn't find her for about a month. And when they found her, she was picked up at a Marriott hotel. And I spoke with multiple detectives. No one could tell me anything, who she was with. I just recently found out that information over the weekend.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you there, Miss Flores. I don't think you need to say anything else. I think that's a discussion you need to have offline with Ms. Gregory and Mr. Willett and possibly the prosecutor. Peyton, I'm concerned that you were gone for a month, that nobody knew where you were. I'm afraid if I let you go home today, you're not going to show up for court tomorrow. I also have some additional concerns, but I'd rather not talk about those while we're broadcasting this hearing online. Suffice it to say, Peyton, I'm going to order that you be detained today. We'll see how your hearing goes tomorrow. All right?
Okay. Thank you,
All
Your
right.
Honor.
Thank you. Jada?
Hi.
Okay. Jada, this is a detention hearing. It's not a trial. The purpose of this hearing is to determine whether or not probable cause exists to believe that you may have engaged in delinquent conduct If the court determines that probable cause exists, the court will thereafter proceed to a secondary determination of whether or not you should be ordered to remain in detention or be released to a parent or guardian. At this hearing, you have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney, and I believe Ms. Hopkins is here. Ms. Hopkins?
Good afternoon, Judge Porter.
Good afternoon, Ms. Hopkins. How are you?
Better than I deserve, Your Honor.
Wonderful. All right, Jada, nothing you say at this hearing can be used against you at a future hearing. However, we do have a prosecutor who's watching the hearing, and anything you say might lead him to additional evidence that he could use against you. So before you blurt anything out, please raise your hand, get my attention. I'll put you and Ms. Hopkins in a private breakout room where y'all can discuss what you want to say. That way she can advise you on whether or not you really should say it. Does that make sense, Jada? All right. The court has, pardon me. The court has previously determined that probable cause exists to believe that you may have engaged in delinquent conduct, so I won't go into why you're here. She has been level 1 outstanding since the 16th. Is that correct, Ms. Guerrero? Is Ms. Guerrero here? Somebody covering for Felicia?
She's on, but her audio doesn't appear to be working, Your Honor.
All right.
I think she's coming to my office.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I'll wait on her.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Felicia. It's good to see you.
Hi, Judge. How are you?
Better than I deserve. Ms. Guerrero, Jada's been level 1 outstanding since the 16th. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct, Judge.
And considering some of the adversity that she has faced in the back, she's handled it pretty well, hasn't she?
Yes, she has.
Jada, I'm proud of you for the way you've handled yourself in the back. I know what happened not long after you got here. You handled it like a mature lady. Very proud of you. Very, very proud of you. Well done.
Thank you.
Ms. Guerrero, before I ask Ms. Hopkins what she thinks, what are your thoughts?
Well, Judge, I don't know if her mother is present. I believe CPS is here for her.
Okay. And I let CPS back in. I know they were here.
Miss White is here.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Ms.
Judge,
White.
I'm here.
Oh, wonderful. Miss White, what's the status of your process?
Mom has not been very cooperative with us. She told us that she was told by the court that she just needed to speak to the judge and then Jada could come home. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but she has not been cooperative with us. So we were kind of waiting to see what would happen today. If needed, we can, if necessary, we can bring her into care. Obviously we want to avoid that, but we have not been able to find any family members or anyone willing or able to take Jada. And with Mom not cooperating, and I don't believe she's here today.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering. Okay. Ms. White, have you been able to contact Jada's other family members who are in the DFW area?
We have attempted to. There was, I believe, an aunt that she had previously been staying with that she ran away from and went back to Mom's. And that family member has said, no, she's not willing to take Jada back in. I believe Jada, told us she doesn't have anybody else. Mom has not given us anybody else and has said that she doesn't have anyone else. Through our searches, we've not been able to contact any other family members.
Judge, if I may,
Yes, ma'am.
I was in communication with her brother this morning, who's 18. He was supposed to log on. I don't know what happened. He's 18 and he lives in the area. And because he was supposed to be present for the detention here, I really didn't get to speak to him much because he was at work earlier. And I also emailed Mom the link for today's hearing.
Was that the brother who was present during the underlying allegations?
No,
Oh, it's a different brother.
I believe so.
Stacy, I see your hand raised. Oh, your audio's not on. Your microphone's not picking up what you're saying. Can't hear you. Oh. Ms. Hopkins, help me out.
Your Honor, I am interested in what Stacy had to bring to the matter. We would like for Jada to be released today, whether it is to her brother or to CPS for placement with another fictive kin. I would ask the court to allow for further communications with the brother to occur, as well as with Miss White. And if they're able to find someone, that her release be signed for release upon that information and availability. And Stacy, if you scroll your mouse down to the bottom of your screen and then look to the left and then click on the audio, that should help.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I did want to say that the brother, if that is Christian, that would be the brother individual that was present at the time that the altercation occurred. Also, Christian is in a independent living facility at ACH. So I don't believe that his living arrangements would be appropriate for Jada at this time. I'm just wanted to add that I had made calls to numbers for family members that I had saw in our system from previous cases, and those have not been successful.
Okay. Well, Jada, first, I'm really proud of you. Hold on, because I don't want you to say anything unless you've talked it over with Miss Hopkins. I don't have anybody to release you to today, Jada, but Miss Hopkins, I'm gonna give you some additional responsibilities. I want you to press the gas pedal on this and find somebody. I want you to work with CPS. I want you to work with Stacy. Let's find somebody, because Jada's behavior in the back really impresses me, most especially how she handled the situation with the other girls. It sounds like she's learning the lessons that we want her to learn, and she's using the tools finally in the correct manner. And Jada, I want you to get out of Kimbo, okay? I want you to be back in the community. But I've got to have somebody that is going to look out for your best interest, all right? I just don't have that person today. But Miss Hopkins, I need you to find that person for me, okay?
I'll do
And
my
I
best.
need you to find it really quickly. And as soon as you find it, then call the court. Let's schedule a detention hearing. Let's let Judge Kim or Judge Sorrells or Judge Wagner put eyes on the person, talk to the person, and then we'll see how things go. Jada, between now and then, I want you to keep your level 1.0 for me. Will you do that?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Ms. Hopkins, let's put the gas pedal on this. Let's work as fast as we can. Thanks.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Guerrero. I appreciate your help. All right, Aaron.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Aaron, this is a detention hearing to determine whether or not you should be released to a parent or guardian. The court has already found that probable cause exists to believe that you may have engaged in delinquent conduct. You've been level 1 outstanding since January 20th. Is that correct? Is Ms. Brown here? I didn't see Ms. Brown earlier.
I am covering for Ms. Brown as well.
All right, Mr. Martinez.
Sure.
Am I correct that this is Aaron's third referral in 10 months?
Yes, sir.
Does that seem problematic to you, Mr. Martinez?
It does, Your Honor.
And he got kicked out of school as a result of this last referral, correct?
Correct. That was on January the 12th.
Aaron.
Yes, Your Honor.
You see where your decisions lead you? Okay. I know the food is really good in Kimbo, but it can't be so good that you want to keep coming back. All right? And I can say that I've eaten the food. I think the food's pretty good, but it can't be so good that you want to keep coming back. You need to be making different decisions. Okay? Mr. Martinez, he was supposed to have an adjudication disposition hearing for yesterday, but that got canceled. It's going to be rescheduled. Do we have any idea when it might be rescheduled?
It was scheduled this morning, and I have no idea when it's going to be rescheduled at this point, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Aaron, I think if I let you go home today, even though you've been level 1 outstanding for 8 days, it's just going to be a short time frame before you come back. That's not the right decision. Okay? I think based on... Yes, sir.
Your Honor, his mom's on the phone. I believe she's trying to chime in.
Your Honor, I'll wait my turn, but I would like to speak on behalf of my child.
That's
all right, Monica, go ahead.
Sorry, thank you for allowing me to speak, but Aaron has been on level 1, and I do not feel like he poses a threat to myself or to his community. And I would just ask that he be released to me today until his adjudicated hearing. I can promise that he will be under my direct supervision.
Was he under your direct supervision when he punched holes in the wall at the school?
His dad and I share custody.
Was that a yes or a no?
No.
And was he under your supervision when he allegedly caused nearly $2,500 worth of damage and got kicked out of school?
No, sir.
Was he under your supervision when he got referred last fall?
No, sir.
Was he under your supervision for the previous referrals, any of the previous referrals?
No, sir.
So you're not supervising him at all?
His dad had taken more of a full custody role over 2025.
So a full custody role would be 100%. So you actually shared custody, is that correct? Is that what you're telling me?
Legally, but we have our own agreement, so I would have taken him like every other weekends and things like that. And he was enrolled in school where his father lives.
Your Honor.
Yes?
I'm here. I'm his dad. I'm here
All
as
right.
well. If you want to ask me, I am here.
So is Monica correct that all of his bad behavior is your fault and not her fault?
He was in my full-time custody at the time. Yes, sir. And
So
just to clarify,
she shares no responsibility whatsoever with supervising and the raising of your son?
I can exclude her of that responsibility, Your Honor. She is his mother. I just want to clarify that he was at a court-ordered rehab facility where he caused all the damage, not at a school. That is,
Did they teach classes at that school, at that location?
they sure do, Your Honor. Yes.
So they provide educational instruction at that institution?
Yes, sir.
And places that provide educational instruction, we commonly refer to them as schools, correct?
I apologize. Did not mean to correct you. It was just a court-ordered rehab facility, a deal we worked out with the AG on the other case he's working with. I would like you to take that into consideration when considering releasing him before he gets adjudicated.
Well, since you brought it up and I didn't, because I was trying to characterize it as a school rather than a rehab facility, what was he at the rehab facility for?
Anger issues.
What else?
Drugs as well.
What kind of drugs?
Marijuana.
Uh-huh. What else?
As far as I know, that's all.
You aren't sure?
Violence. He was there because of a previous case he had. Yes.
What was that case for?
Domestic assault.
And who was the victim?
Me.
Do we see a pattern here?
Yes, sure.
Does that concern anybody?
Yes, it does.
How long have you shared those concerns, Monica?
We have a medical diagnosis for
Monica,
Aaron.
that wasn't what my question was. My question was, how long have you had those concerns?
Probably the past 12 months.
Okay, and what had you done as his mother, who has shared custody and supervision of your son, done to alleviate those concerns?
Provided the opportunity for him to go to this facility.
But you don't have any responsibility for his conduct there, correct?
Only my son has the responsibility for his conduct.
Mother, you have responsibility for your son's conduct. You're the parent.
Can you release him to me then?
No, ma'am, not today. We'll see how things go. That'll be the order of the court.
Thank you, Your Honor, for letting me speak.
May I be dismissed from court?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Britton?
Yes, sir.
There you are. Britton, this is a detention hearing to determine whether or not you should be ordered to remain in detention. The court has previously found that probable cause exists to believe that you may have engaged in delinquent conduct. Ms. McGonigal, are you still on the line?
I am, Your Honor.
Ms. McGonigal, so the court's previously found that probable cause exists. I won't go into why you're here. He's got a case downtown, doesn't he?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you been in discussions with his defense attorney, Ms. Capsadelis, on the status of that case?
I don't have her contact information that was supposed to be provided to me, but nobody has given it to me. So I have not spoken to her.
Let me make a note of that.
Judge, I'm happy to help Miss McGonigal get in touch with Miss Capsadelis.
Okay, thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that. Okay.
And Alana said she was going to get me that information several weeks ago, and I had not received it. So
I bet Mr. Morris is crafting an email as we speak with Miss Capsadelis's information. I imagine y'all will want to make a coordinated attack on both his situation at Kimbo and his situation downtown in Judge McCoy's court. So, Mr. Bergen, are you here?
Your Honor, I am covering for Eric. I'm actually.
Hey, good to see you again.
Yes, sir.
So how long has he had the new tattoos?
I actually do not have that information, Judge.
Okay. Because last time he was here, Ms. McGonigal, correct me if I'm wrong, he didn't have these tattoos that he has now, correct?
I don't believe he had the neck tattoo, Your Honor. I believe he might have had one or two on his arms. I don't believe he had the neck one.
All right, Britton, you don't want to answer that question because Mr. Morris is listening on the line, and while nothing you say at this hearing can be used against you, it could lead him to evidence that could be used against you. And Mr. Morris, I guarantee you, if he found out additional information about your tattoos, he would be sharing that information with the downtown prosecutors, and you don't want to help Mr. Morris. But Britton, it is illegal for kids in Texas to get tattoos.
Yes,
So okay, it's illegal. All right, whoever is giving you those tattoos could go to jail. So you need to start thinking about that.
Yes, sir.
He's been level 1-0 since the 18th. Alyssa, what do you have? You have any notes on what the contraband was that they found in Britton's cell a couple of weeks ago?
For December 20th, Judge, he had an orange in his room.
Oh, okay. I'm not that worried about an orange. I mean, it does violate the rules, but it's different from a shank or a weapon or something like that. All right, Ms. McGonigal. Actually, Alyssa, before I get to Ms. McGonigal, what are your thoughts on behalf of JPD?
As of right now, Judge, because of the nature of the offense and the firearm being involved, and also with him having a contested hearing on the 4th, as of right now, we're recommending that he continue to be detained.
Okay. So you have a parent or guardian here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes,
Mom is here.
All right. Ms. Dixon, what are your
Yes, sir.
thoughts?
I mean, he's been in there for a while he was out. He was helping out a lot. He did get a lot better from the last time he was in court. And he was attending school.
What were his grades like?
He was in a GED program. He got court ordered to do that. So as far as I'm aware, he was ahead of the people that were in the classroom with him.
Well, that doesn't tell me much.
I mean, they don't have grades. It's a GED program.
How long was he in the program?
He was only in there for a month because they didn't have any space for him originally, so it took us a while to get him in there.
How do you know he was ahead of the other kids in the class?
Because I've had a conversation with the teacher that was in the classroom.
What grade was he in when he left school?
Technically 11th.
Technically 11th. What does that mean?
He doesn't have his full credits.
How many credits is he behind?
He is behind a lot.
That's a vague
between the jail
answer.
and homeschool.
He was failing homeschool?
Him, also my other kids were as well during the COVID thing.
Well,
and they were
was,
on it they were on it after that, and they didn't do too good with the online learning.
COVID was 5 years ago.
Yes, and they were on homeschool last year or the year before, and he didn't do as well in there either.
Who was going over their homework and their school assignments with them?
I'm sorry, my signal was dropping.
They were being homeschooled. Who was homeschooling them?
My mother was homeschooling them. She had an online program for them.
And your kids were failing.
Yes, they didn't grasp the online, so after that they got tutoring and they're perfectly fine now, which is why he's in a GED program. School just, it wasn't right, I guess.
Ms. McGonigal?
Judge,
This is not adding up for me.
I
Help
understand,
me
Judge.
make it make sense. Please.
Britton was residing with the maternal grandmother for a bit of time and just recently returned to his mother's, I believe, in the summertime. So there is a disconnect in maybe what mom is saying about schooling because he was not in her custody for quite a bit of time. He was with maternal grandmother. He was ordered into the GED program. My understanding was he was supposed to start that, and then unfortunately we were incarcerated on some allegations in the adult court. He does well in detention with schooling and his behavior. I would love for him to go home, but we do have some warrants that would probably be executed immediately if he was to leave the building. And we do have a contested hearing next week.
And he will not get any schooling if he heads to downtown on Judge McCoy's warrant. Is that correct, Ms. McGonigal?
That is my understanding, Judge.
You are correct. Well, Mom, as long as he is in detention in Kimbo, he is going to class and going to school. Britton? No.
So I was gonna say I don't do school.
Britton, please.
Got you, sir.
Anything you say will only help Mr. Morris, not you, okay? So hold off on that. As much as Mr. Morris would love for you to help him, you probably don't want to do that, do you?
No, I don't want to help him, but I was talking about school. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
No.
All right. Britton, as long as you're here, you're going to school, and that means more to me than anything else. I think that Kimbo can help you still, and I'm going to give Kimbo that chance. So we're going to keep you here. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Ms. McGonigal. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Judge. Always nice to see you. Having a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
All right. Chance, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Chance. My name's Judge Porter. This is not a trial. Instead, this is a detention hearing. If I determine that probable cause exists, I'll proceed to a secondary determination of whether or not you should be ordered to remain in detention or released to a parent or guardian. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney. Is Mr. Ashworth here? Yes, I see. Colin, how are you?
Yeah, present, Your Honor. How are you?
Better than I deserve. All right, Chance, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say at this hearing cannot be used against you at a future hearing. However, we've got a prosecutor listening into this hearing, and anything you say might lead him to additional evidence that he could use against you. So before you blurt anything out, raise your hand, get my attention. I can put you and Mr. Ashworth in a private breakout room where y'all can discuss whether or not, or whatever it is you want to say, and that way he can advise you on whether or not you really should say it. Does that make sense, Chance?
Yes, sir.
All right. The court has previously determined that probable cause exists to believe that you may have engaged in delinquent conduct. He's been level 1 outstanding since the 24th. Is that correct, Ms. Alonzo?
Yes, that is correct, Judge.
Ms. Alonzo, it's good to see you. How are you?
Likewise, Judge Porter.
Thank you. All right. He's in detention for felony allegations. What kind of weapon was involved in that? Was that a gun or a knife?
On the first one, which one, Judge? The most current one?
Well, let's go in reverse order. Let's start with the most recent one. Was that a knife?
It was a glass cup, Judge.
Oh, okay. This is the one allegedly like 10 times with the cup and then it finally shattered.
That is correct, Judge.
Okay. But you mentioned there's a previous referral.
Yes, and that one, basically, he made a threat against the cousin with a pocket knife.
Okay.
Your Honor, I'd like to just point out that this cousin from this incident and his grandfather's present. I saw him in the screen. He's no longer living and residing with them. He's moved to a separate county with other family members.
Okay. And is grandfather here?
Yes, Judge. Cornelius Hudson.
Mr. Hudson, how are you?
I'm good, Your Honor. How are you?
Better than I deserve. Mr. Hudson, I have some concerns because this is not Chance's first referral. Has he been living with you most of the time?
Just recently, Your Honor, because of another issue with the mom is how we got custody of him. Yes, sir.
Okay. Are there any other kids in the home?
One other.
How old is that kid?
14.
14 as well.
The current child that's in is the victim of the second incident.
The more recent incident?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I apologize, Your Honor. I thought that it was the same.
No, the first incident is no longer there, but the most recent incident is still there.
Does Chance have a lot of problems with his cousin? Is this a one-time thing? Is this a multiple-time thing?
No, this is Chance being unwilling to be med compliant.
Okay.
Your Honor, without going into his actual diagnosis, due to HIPAA as well, it's being broadcasted, he has been diagnosed with by a professional, which is exactly what his grandfather's referring to for med compliancy.
Okay. How many times a day is Chance supposed to take medicine?
3.
Okay. And are y'all keeping a diary of his medicine? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we kind of upgraded it. In this particular day, I had already left. So he was not supervised when he was taking it. Normally, I supervise him visually taking all 3 instances of medications. In this particular instance, he did not take his meds. And when he was at JJAEP, they called and said that he was not feeling well. So he went home, and then that's when this incident took place.
Mr. Morris, what is the alleged date of this underlying offense for this most recent referral?
Judge, I believe the alleged date of the most recent is January the 12th of this year.
Mr. Hudson, that cousin also your grandson?
Yes.
Why was your other grandson at home on a school day? That was a Monday.
He had just gotten home from school.
Okay.
It was around past 3 in the afternoon, Your Honor. So they've been released from school.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I ask Mr. Hudson a few questions?
Go ahead.
Mr. Hudson, do you have any fear of your grandson coming home, Chance?
No.
Do you have any concerns that you would not be able to supervise him and be the guardian of him at your home?
No.
That's all I was going to ask, Your Honor.
Mr. Morris, other than the gravity of the offense, what concerns does the state have?
And Judge, in addition to the gravity, just the fact that they are, I'm going to call them both weapon-related offenses, since one, it's a little unusual to call a cup a weapon, but I think it's appropriate in this case. But given that there's multiple weapon offenses over a period of time, it just sounds like back in the home, the respondent may exhibit a danger to himself or others. Ultimately, though, we'll defer to the court if the court feels that he's appropriately demonstrated it's time to go home. We'll defer to the court's decision.
Ms. Alonso, what are your thoughts?
Judge, my only concern is that he has not been taking his meds while he's been in detention. He's been here since the 12th and he is not on meds. So we're not able to track if he will be compliant or how his behavior will be with meds.
He hasn't had any of his medications since he's been in detention.
That is correct, Judge.
And yet he's level 1 outstanding since the last 4.5 days, give or take.
Correct, Judge.
Grandfather, have you gone through Chance's room and taken away anything that might be used as a weapon?
Yes, sir. That was a part of the safety plan with the practitioner. So we've increased that supervision.
So he doesn't have a pocket knife anymore?
No, sir. He doesn't have a pocket anymore.
Who's going to supervise Chance when he gets home from school every day?
I will, me and the Lord, and I hope God watches him closer than I will. But
all right. You know what? Grandfather's got this under control. We're going to give Chance, I'm going to give you a shot. Ms. Alonso, are there any conditions of release that the court should be considering?
Just be medication compliant, Judge.
Chance, I need
Yes,
you
sir.
to make me a promise.
Yes, sir.
Will you take your medicine as your doctors tell you to?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And are you going to maintain level 1 outstanding for your grandfather?
Yes, sir.
What happens if you don't?
I'm gonna end up back in here.
Yeah, you come back to Kimbo. You'd rather be with your grandfather than here at Kimbo, correct?
Yes, sir.
So whose actions will determine whether or not you have to come back to Kimbo?
Mine.
Whose choices will determine whether or not you have to come back to Kimbo?
Mine.
Not grandpa's?
Nope.
Not your cousins?
Nope.
Not your teachers?
Nope.
Who?
Mine.
Right. And you made me 2 promises. What
Yes,
were those
sir.
2 promises?
To take my meds and not give grandpa problems.
All right, Grandpa, you got witnesses here. You see, you got a screen full of witnesses.
Yes, Your Honor, because
Grandpa,
I will bring him back personally.
You knew my question. All right. Then Ms. Alonso, let's make arrangements for Mr. Hudson to come pick up Chance.
Well, good, Judge.
Thank you so much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that finishes the first half of the docket. I'd like to pass off the next half of the docket to somebody else.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Take care.
Judge Kilm, thank you for this honor today. It's been a privilege to serve the people of Tarrant County in this capacity one more time? Bring it.
Hey, Ethan.
Ma'am?
Hi, I'm Judge Terry. It looks like this is well, you've had a 10-day detention hearing before. This is your 10-day detention hearing. Purpose of this hearing is to determine whether or not I should release you. Or if I should detain you. You have the right to remain silent. If you choose to speak, I would advise that you don't, because there is a prosecutor listening on here to everything that is happening, and you don't want to give him any help on your case, okay? But if you do speak, nothing you say could be used against you in a future hearing. It's just, again, the prosecutor could take whatever information and you could be helping him with this case, all right? So if you need to speak with your attorney, let me know. We could arrange to do that in a private chat. All right. You do have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will appoint one for you. All right, let's see where you are today. You've been level 1 outstanding since yesterday. Let's see what's been happening. Terrence, who are you here for, Terrence?
Cameron Rutherford.
All right, then I need you to mute yourself, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Until it's time.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ethan, you're currently on probation for unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. And then in December, you're brought in for another one, and then you thrashed the person's car. It looks like throughout 2025, you've had multiple similar offenses. All right, who's the PO on this one? Navarro?
I'm the PO, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Hi, Mr. Haynes. Tell me why he's just now level 1 outstanding as of the 27th. What's been happening back there?
Yeah, since the last detention hearing on the 13th, we've had 9 minor infractions and 1 major.
Okay, what was the major infraction?
The major infraction, he was secluded for verbally threatening staff and another resident.
Okay. Is there a parent or guardian here for him?
Yes, there is.
And who is that?
It's his brother, Mr. Kelly.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Mr. Kelly, matter of fact, can you turn your ceiling fan off or position yourself to where I don't see it in the background? It's very distracting. Thank you. All right, you're his brother?
Yeah,
Or are you his legal guardian?
yeah.
Is there anyone else who can help you with him?
Not necessarily, because our aunt currently disabled, so she's not much physical help. There's only so much you could talk to them about.
May it please the court.
Hi, Ms. Hopkins.
Good afternoon, Judge Terry. Just to give you a short background, Mr. Kelly, my client, Ethan, was in CPS custody conservatorship, and his brother was found, and a relationship was developed with his brother, and then he was placed with his brother, and then his brother in 2025 was conservatorship was transferred from the state to his brother. And
Okay, so you answered part of it for me. You know what I'm going to ask because you just told me that in 2025, conservatorship was officially transferred to his brother. When was he actually placed with his brother?
let me remember.
We began the transition. We began placement
One at a
in
time,
November.
Sir, hold on. I asked Miss Hopkins. All right, one at a time.
If
Go ahead,
I-
Miss Hopkins.
If I recall correctly, it started in November of 2024, and he was full-time with his brother by the early spring of 2025, if I'm recalling correctly.
Okay, and then, all right. And
then-
shortly thereafter is when the multiple offenses that were alleged last year occurred. At least 9 or 10 before this one, including a violation of court order. Well, he actually was adjudicated, so he was on probation. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4 that we know of that were in fact committed. And so the department's out, and so I'm assuming that he doesn't have resources.
There are no other resources other than his brother. That is correct, Your Honor. Unless something has changed, but I believe that brother, Mr. Kelly, has indicated that things remain the same.
Okay, so what is the plan? Because they cannot remain the same, because when he's released, when he's not here, he is out there burglary of vehicles, assault causing bodily injury, unauthorized use of vehicles, evading arrest, detention, criminal trespass, etc.
May I, Your Honor?
Yes.
Yes, we do have a resource staffing set for this Friday to determine the most appropriate intervention for Ethan.
All right, then that's good to hear, because he does need resources. What it sounds like, this kid has been through a lot, but I cannot trust that he won't be a danger to the public because of it. Looking at the pattern and the timing of the alleged offenses committed and the ones for which he has been adjudicated, it looks like if he were to be released without assistance, he would just be right back here and create more victims. And so I'm going to go ahead and detain you today. Stay on that level 1 outstanding. Don't get stupid little infractions. I know these rules here seem trivial, right? They seem dumb. Just follow them, all right? Just follow them, because if you can follow the rules here, then you can show the court that you are likely to follow whatever rules are going to be imposed upon you when you're released, okay? And there will be, so get used to it. You won't just be released. You know, you've been here before. There'll be terms and conditions of your release, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What was that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right. So I'm going to detain you today. Stay on level 1 outstanding, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge Terry, that concludes my cases for the day. May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am. Nice to see you. Take care out there.
Great to see you. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Do we have Jaden?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Jaden. I'm Judge Terry. This is your 10-day detention hearing. As you know, the purpose of this hearing is to determine whether or not I should release you or if I should continue to detain you. You have the right to remain silent, and you have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney will be appointed for you. I do believe Ms. Dana was your attorney, and I see her here. Hi. All right. If you do need to speak to Ms. Dennell for some reason about what you'd like to say to the court, just raise your hand and I can put you in a private room with her. But again, I would advise that you don't speak, because Mr. Morris with the DA's office is here listening to everything, and we don't want to help him with his case against you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, is there a parent or guardian here for Jaden?
Your Honor, I spoke to Grandma this morning, and she said she's not able to be here because of work.
Okay. All right, so this one's just on probation. Just he's on probation for assault, bodily injury, and Grandma was the victim. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
And Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
She has also expressed concerns that when the time Jaden is to be released, that she may not be able to. So she has asked us to contact CPS also.
All right. I see that you guys have made a referral for a mental health assessment. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I think that's a great start because I'm seeing that he's level 3 confined as of the 27th. What happened?
So since the last detention hearing, he's only received 2 infractions, but one is a major. He was disruptive in his room, banging on the ceiling, attempting to break it.
Right. Well, that Jaden tells me that you are not ready to be released. And also, there's no one to release you to. And so I do have to detain you today. And please participate in your mental health assessment so that you can help them determine what it is they can do to help you. All right?
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. All right, Isabella. Yes, Ms. Deno's here. Hi, Bella. I'm Judge Terry. Bella, this is your 10-day detention hearing. I believe this is your initial 10-day detention hearing. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. As you know, a probable cause has already been found to believe that an offense was committed and that you were the one who committed it. My job here today is to determine whether or not I should release you. All right. You have the right to remain silent and you have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, and a court will appoint one for you. And I believe your attorney is Mr. Bieber. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Here. Hi, Mr. Bieber.
Good afternoon, Judge Terry.
All right. So Isabella, the way this works is, like I said, you have the right to remain silent. If you do choose to speak, nothing you say can be used against you in a future proceeding. However, the assistant district attorney is on here listening to everything. Okay. You don't want to help him with your case. Okay. All right. We don't want to give him any tidbits of information that may help him with your case. And so if you do need to speak to your attorney, if you think I need to know something, then please raise your hand and I can put you in a private room with your attorney to speak briefly. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And if you are detained today, then you will have a right to another detention hearing in 10 days as well. All right. Let me see where you are today. Yes.
You have one note saying, for 8 days for Judge Kim without any infractions or she starts over. So.
Okay.
Not eligible to.
Let's see where you are, Isabella. I believe Judge Kim had some special notes for you regarding your behavior. You were on probation for a terroristic threat. And then you had a violation of a court order, so you're brought in on a DTA. Oh, because you ran away right before Christmas. Okay, is there a parent or guardian here for her?
Good afternoon, Judge. Yes, Juana Moreno.
Okay, I see him. Okay. All right, Isabella, you've been level 1 outstanding since the 15th. All right.
Okay.
I think because of the nature of your behavior and the fact that you ran away from home, that Judge Kim wants you to have a more consistency staying on level 1 outstanding. Okay. So I believe by the time you are here for your next 10-day detention hearing, as long as you stay here, no infractions, okay? I believe that the court will give serious consideration to releasing you back home. All right?
Thank you.
All right. For today, I'm going to detain you to give the court an opportunity to be convinced, or to have you convince the court that you should be released. think that the things that you're suffering from are very serious, and the things that you're doing out there are very serious. And so it is important that there is a plan for when you are released and that you are able to participate in that plan and show us that with your behavior, okay? All right, see you next time. Thank you. Okay, Jesse. Are you Jesse?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
All right. Hi, Jesse. I'm Judge Terry. This is your 10-day detention hearing. As you know, the purpose of this hearing is to determine whether or not the court should release you to a parent or guardian, or if you should continue to be detained. You have a right to remain silent, and you have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court would appoint an attorney for you. You have Mr. Masick. Is Mr. Masick here today?
Your Honor, I believe I'm filling in for him.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Beaver. All right, looks like your court date has been rescheduled for Friday because of the weather. You're currently on probation for obstruction or retaliation. And then it looks like the DTA was issued by Judge Wagner back in November because you'd been arrested on an adult drug charge and you were held in the Tarrant County Jail. In October, you were arrested for an alleged offense of a robbery out of Grapevine after your 17th birthday, so that offense is pending downtown. All right, Mr. Morris, what's the plan for this one? Mr. Morris, do you know?
Judge, I'm not sure of the exact plan. I am seeing that he has a robbery case that is scheduled to go before the grand jury, as well as a stalking case that I believe has been indicted. So both of those pending in adult court. If you'll give me just a moment, I can look and see if I can find if there's any notes about what our intention is for the juvenile case.
Okay. Okay, resource staffing was completed here back in December. They recommend, due to your escalation in criminal behavior, inadequate parental supervision, and impulsive behavior, negative peer associations, a structured and secure environment where you can be assessed further and provided the most therapeutic interventions.
It does look like, according to the notes, Chief Neal offered time in TJJD on the case. So it looks like we are seeking commitment.
All right, and it looks to me, just based upon your history, that Jesse, that you are a danger to the community. And while this is pending, I'm going to continue to detain you at this time. Thank you. Okay, Cameron.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Cameron. I'm Judge Terry. This is your 10-day detention hearing. As you know, the purpose of this hearing is to determine whether the court should continue to detain you or if the court should release you to a parent or guardian. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. If you could not afford an attorney will be appointed for you. I do believe Ms. Herrick is your attorney. Ms. Herrick, are you here today? All right, so Mr. Beaver, you're up again.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Cameron. Failed to comply with deferred prosecution for threatening or exhibiting or using a firearm in a school bus or a school. And you have multiple other pending offenses that continue to maybe have been slowly rolling in, which are extremely disturbing. And so the court will be discreet about those. You tested positive for marijuana when you came back in, positive for marijuana back spring. All right, resource staffing was done in November. And there's a placement search going on. All right. And they pulled, you had 2 places you were accepted, but they pulled their acceptance because of your behavior in detention, which brings me to why you are level 2 outstanding today. What is happening? Who's covering this one today?
I am,
Mr.
Your
Shipley? Mr. Miller, hi.
Hi. So he's had, since his last detention hearing, he's had seven minor infractions. Shortly before that, he had a major, so he was still working his way back up from that, where he was in a physical confrontation with another youth.
Is there a parent or guardian here for him?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, is that you, Mr. Rutherford? Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
I see that wasn't he in his grandmother's care prior to coming in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's where we was living at. We was living when before he came in. Before I got him, he was living with his mother. But since the incident occurred with his mother and I have him now, we are at my mother's house. So
What do you
yes,
mean you have him now? Because he's here right now. When did he start staying with you?
He started staying with me. His mother passed away August 22nd.
Oh no. Okay.
He came into my custody. I'm gonna say like the last part of August, the beginning of September.
All right. And all of these alleged offenses occurred prior to that, prior to August.
Yes, ma'am.
Is Mr. Adler here? I think he was on this also. No, he's not here today. Okay.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
So he's scheduled for court on February 5th. The plan right now is to do an adjudication and then transfer disposition to Dallas. So they're currently working on that process.
Okay.
Because father lives in Dallas.
All right. Cameron, I do, just based upon the allegations and the nature of them and the length of time over which they occurred and the entire situation, your behavior going to go ahead and continue to detain you, okay? Help Dallas PD out and get your behavior up and stay there, all right? Just participate. You need some help, okay? Let everyone help you. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Donna.
You're welcome. Next one is Juana.
Yes, ma'am.
Mary, do you let those people in or no? Do you let the people in or no if they're late?
No?
Should I? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey. You're the host.
All right, Juana, I'm back. I'm Judge Terry. All right. This is your 10-day detention hearing. As you know, actually, it's not your 10-day. Your attorney requested this one. So, Mr. Beaver.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Thank you. So I requested this because we were originally scheduled to have a hearing on the motion to modify tomorrow, and that has been rescheduled. The recommendation is placement. I don't think that a placement has been located yet. And at the initial detention hearing, Judge Kim requested the psychological. Of course, that has been completed. And I'm just requesting that she be allowed to go home until her next court date, which would be February 24th. Her father is in the room. And, well, unless he would, oh, there he is. Yes, sir. Mr. Tellez. And so we would just ask that she be allowed to go home with her parents.
Let me take a look here.
And I think that she has not had any infractions since the last detention hearing of January 21st. The detention hearing report, I think it kind of is unclear on that.
Yes, well, it says she was level 1 outstanding as of the 22nd. The last infraction was the 20th.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'm unclear on this report, the way it's written. Is the psychological evaluation completed or no?
Yes, it is completed.
Okay.
And I believe that Miss Ortiz was having some trouble with her microphone. I'm not sure if she still is. So she can hear us, but I guess her microphone is not working.
Mr. Ortiz, is that? Yep. Nope, can't hear you.
No.
Oh,
Now I can. There you are.
You can hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. A psychological has been completed on Juana on January 12th, 2026. A placement search was just ordered by Judge Soros today via email.
All right, let me go through her history. It looks like she's got several assault, family violence.
I believe that she has been successful on the electronic monitor, if the court would consider allowing her to go home on the EM.
Has she been on a monitor before?
She has.
How did she do on it?
She's been on it 4 different times. 3 of those times have been successful. The most recent time was unsuccessful, and it's because she was detained at her detention hearing.
What do you mean? It was unsuccessful because she was detained after a detention hearing?
Correct. So she was detained, so they took her off. They removed her from the EM and they titled it as unsuccessful. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So she hasn't absconded while on an EM, or she hasn't cut one off or anything, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, Mr. Beaver, I understand what you're asking for and why, because it looks like she is headed towards a placement. My concern with her are her if you look at the report, and I don't want to read them out loud because we're live streaming, but her diagnoses, but also the impulse control issues and
Your Honor, I believe a lot of that stems from the use of technology. And I believe that the parents are in a better position now to ensure that she does not have access to technology that's not being supervised. And even Juana has said that she has asked her mother to destroy her telephone.
see her nodding yes. What about the vaping? Well, I'm assuming that she's got to be over that by now. She's been in here for a little while, for a month, almost a month.
So she's tested negative for all substances, Your Honor. I believe she said that, but I don't believe there's a history of her actually using THC that we have recorded in our department.
Mom and dad both at home?
Yes, they still live together, Your Honor.
And how will she be attending school while she's pending her placement?
Your Honor, I'm not sure if she was attending virtually last time before she was detained most recently.
She was attending Metro Alternative School, Your Honor, and I believe parents were transporting her.
Well, I know my question is, how will she be attending school if she were to be, I mean, she has a hearing coming up like what, next week or the week after?
February 24th, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thought you said 4th. All right, so in about 4 weeks. So what's the plan for her education between now and then?
I believe that she would still be eligible to attend at the Metro. Señor Tellas, ¿en cuál escuela va a asistir a su hija?
Es lo que no sabemos nosotros, oiga, porque habían recomendado el placement que decían, pero no sé a dónde está, oiga.
Okay, so Your Honor, I asked the father which school she would be attending, and he said that he was not sure pending the placement.
Right, well, what I'm gonna do is, I want Dad to get those answers to see if she could be re-enrolled in the school she was in previously, pending placement. And if he can bring that information to Miss Ortiz, then I would be okay with releasing the child on an electronic monitor. She's not to have access to a smartphone
Thank you, Your Honor.
or any phone unsupervised. I'm saying it slow enough so you can take some notes, so when I'm not here and she's released, it'll be on there. She is to attend school every day. Not to have any assaultive or threatening behavior. Does she take any prescription medication? You don't have to say what it is, but does she take any prescription medication?
She does, Your Honor, and she is medication compliant.
Okay, she is. And so that will be part of the terms and conditions of release as well. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
But for today, you're detained. Okay. Thank you. All right. Victoria is next. Are you Victoria? In juvenile room 2, is that Victoria?
Yes.
All right. Hi, I'm Judge Terry. This is your detention hearing. The law says that when you are brought into detention, you have a right to have a detention hearing within 2 business days. And you were brought in just this morning. This hearing is not to determine whether or not what they're saying you did actually occurred. Okay. It is only to determine whether or not probable cause exists to believe that an offense was committed and if you are the one who committed it. All right. If I find probable cause, then the next step is for me to determine whether I should release you to a parent or guardian or if I should keep you here detained. If I do keep you detained, then you have a right to have your next detention hearing in 10 days. You do have the right to remain silent and you have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court would appoint one for you. I believe Mr. Yanez is here for you today. You still here?
Yes, hello. I'm here.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. And you have the right to remain silent. Like I said, if you do need to speak up about something, please don't blurt anything out. Just raise your hand. I can have you consult with your attorney in a private chat room on Zoom here. And then he can determine whether or not you should say anything. Okay. Reason is though, although whatever you say cannot be used against you in a future hearing, the district attorney is listening and he could take whatever information that you have, kind of put it together with some other puzzle pieces, and you would be helping him with his case. Okay. So that's why we say just recommended that you do not talk. All right. So let me see what brings you in. At 15. Okay. Assault, bodily injury, family member. So about 1 a.m. this morning, Worth PD responded to a domestic. Your mom told the officers that you two got into a verbal argument and then you attempted to leave without permission at 1 a.m. at 15 years old. Okay. Mom attempted to stop you by grabbing your hoodie. You turned and struck your mother's hand or in wrist area several times with a closed fist, causing pain. You then pushed your mother to the ground and pulled her hair, also causing pain. Is mom here? Hi, Lily. Thank you. All right. No drug test history. Was she tested when she came in?
Yes, Judge, and that was negative.
Okay. I'm trying to think of the reasons that a 15-year-old girl would want to sneak out at 1 a.m. All right. All right. She's been medication compliant so far with her recent diagnoses. She's recently been treated. And she's run away about 4 times in the past. And mom doesn't know where she's going. The most recent time, 2nd week of January, you were at a friend's house. Mom says you're very defiant with her rules and you don't listen when you're instructed. And then when mom asks for you to surrender your cell phone, you tell her that it's yours and not hers. So first you have to understand something, Victoria. Everything you have belongs to your mother. Everything. You live in her house. She's purchased it all. I don't care if it was a gift to you. You're a child. She's the parent. She owns everything you have. Do you understand that? And therefore, as your mother and the person who owns everything you have, she has the right to inflict punishment using any of it. Do you understand that?
Contesta si yes o no.
No, she's okay. She's okay. Just hold on, Mom. Victoria, now that you've been here, not only do you have to worry about obeying your mother, but there's a probation officer assigned to you. You have an attorney who you should listen to when you're advised.
Judge, if I may,
Yes.
also CPS is here for her.
Okay. Hi, Ms. Vasquez. And is this because of are you guys here because of the running away or what's happening?
Judge, in your honor, we got involved whenever she had did a suicide attempt and was in the hospital last week.
Okay. Well, what is the department's concern? You're saying that her mother's not managing her mental health?
No, we were actually trying to close it out. And because Mom is managing her health, but her history, and then her being in the hospital, and then the ice storm. So I haven't actually had a chance to speak to Mom just yet, and the child together. I've spoken to the child. She's safe. No concerns from the department.
Okay. All right. Good. Good to know. All right. Because based on what I read, it looks like Mom is managing it. Mom is here. Looks like Mom's trying to manage her, but the child does not want to be managed. Mom, is it just you and her in the home?
What? ¿Me puede decir, señora Guerrero?
La jueza quiere saber si es nada más usted y su hija en la casa.
Oh, sí.
Thank you, Mr. Bieber.
Yes, it's just the mother and the daughter. Disculpe otra vez, por favor.
Solo Victoria y yo.
So just Victoria and me.
And when did her behavior start becoming defiant?
¿Y cuándo empezó a demostrar comportamiento de desafío?
Bueno, ella, y aunque yo le diga las cosas, casi no me obedece, no me respeta.
So she does not follow my instructions. She does not respect me. Pero ¿cuándo empezó? But when did it start?
Cuando empezó a crecer en el middle school, era poquito, pero ahorita ya ayer ya fue mucho más, porque pues fue la primera vez que me agredió.
Yesterday it was a lot worse. That was the first time that she had injured me.
Right. Where's her dad?
¿Dónde está su papá?
Muerto. Hace 11 años él falleció.
He passed away 7 years ago.
Okay.
No, 11.
11?
11.
11.
That adds up. All right. What are your thoughts, Mom?
¿Cuáles son sus pensamientos, señora?
¿Mis pensamientos?
Sobre la situación.
Pues yo nada más quiero proteger a mi hija.
I would like to speak with my daughter.
Y anoche fue porque el 12 de enero se salió de la casa y tardó 2 horas, desde las 7:50 hasta las 10 de la noche que no regresaba. Y yo me preocupé. Y si anoche no la dejaba ir es porque tenía miedo, porque estaba muy noche, eran las 12 de la noche. Y yo hice lo posible para que ella no saliera, pero ella se fue y yo la quise detener. Entonces, cuando la jalé del suéter, yo no quería que se fuera y por eso es de que ella me estaba maltratando y golpeando para que yo la soltara.
Okay, un momento, por favor. So it dates back to January 12th that she was leaving without permission. That then last night, also, that I guess on January 12th from 7:50 until about 10 o'clock, that she was out. And of course, mother was worried. It was late night. She left. And last night, mom grabbed her sweater, trying to prevent her from leaving. And that's when the juvenile started getting aggressive with her.
All right. So who is the friend that she went to earlier this month?
¿Quién es el amigo o amiga con quién fue más temprano este mes?
Este mes,
Earlier this month,
January 12th, when she took off earlier this month.
12 de enero, cuando salió.
no, la persona, no fue con ningún amigo, ninguna amiga. Ella se fue al parque que está aquí cerca. Y cuando yo le hablé a su amiga, Tiffany, yo le dije, no está Vicky contigo. Dijo, no. Le digo, no es que no la encuentro, no sé dónde buscarla.
Okay, so un momento.
Go ahead.
It was not with a friend. She left the house, neither male nor female friend. She left the house and went to a park that's near the home. Then mother called a friend, Tiffany, to try and figure out where she was. And Tiffany said that no, she's not over here.
Well, all reports that she was at a friend's house. So, okay, so that's not correct. Do you know where she was attempting to go this morning at 1 o'clock?
¿Usted sabe a dónde iba a la 1 de la madrugada hoy?
No sabía, por eso yo dije, ¿a dónde vas? Porque el otro día se fue al parque. Todo el mundo estaba durmiendo.
No, I don't know, because that's why I tried to stop her when she said she was going to the park.
Victoria, I'm really concerned about your behavior, about you being 15 years old, being extremely defiant, wanting to just sort of take off and go where mom doesn't know where you're going. The time of the day that you're trying to leave. I don't even know if you know this or understand this, but this is a very dangerous world out there for girls that fit your description. And the fact that you're leaving in the middle of the night is concerning, and it's a red flag for me. Mr. Yanez, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. This being like a domestic violence situation or allegation within the family, with Victoria not having any priors, it would seem like maybe a mediation could be very productive here, and a stated commitment on exactly what expectations are might be helpful. And so that, I believe Ms. Guerrero, I think we can't hear from Ms. Guerrero right now, but I did receive an email from her. I reached out to Ms. Guerrero, and in the email that Ms. Guerrero sent me, mediation was brought up as a possibility here, for mom and daughter that could be very productive in this kind of situation. And so that's what I'm going to ask the court to consider, is if mediation can be scheduled, and perhaps if successful, if Victoria could be released with compliance with the mediated agreement as a condition of release.
I'm certainly considering it, counsel. This isn't just a domestic violence case, though. When I read these facts, she's got some very serious mental health issues. She is running off, and it's just there's so many red flags all over this that I would not be doing my job if I didn't at least point them out and point out that this is not just a domestic violence case after looking at all of this.
Yeah, certainly. There's a mental health component, obviously, with the recent apparently residential.
This child's a danger to herself right now. I'm not talking about the mental health part. I'm talking about her behavior of leaving the house the way she's doing.
then I would ask the court to consider an electronic monitor and a restrictive schedule.
Does she attend school like she's supposed to?
Señora Victoria, ¿asiste a escuela como debe? ¿Dónde va?
Ella va en high school, Castleberry.
¿Ella asiste o como debe o no?
Sí.
Okay, that she attends high school and she does attend like she should.
Judge, if I may.
Yes.
I do agree with as far as like mediation, with them to participate in mediation, because there is other situations going on in the home, like you said. The child did express experience some trauma. But I think we need to start with mediation. Then I can approach the court to see if they agree with the release as far as her being released on the monitor, and then possibly also for the family to participate in family support program after she's released, just a wraparound program to see if we can get her communication better between her and her mom and keeping her from running away.
Okay, Victoria. I'm going to, your mom, you're being released because of your mom. Because I can tell that your mom's on top of your mental health stuff. She's trying to do the right thing as a parent. And it appears that she has the resources and the support, at least from JPD, to get a handle on this for you. And I will tell you that the court here is going to support your mother, okay? You're not going to win this battle with her. Do you understand that? Is that a yes?
Contesta, mija.
No, she's okay. I think I scared her into not talking.
Okay.
It's okay. So you'll be released on the conditions that you will be on an electronic monitor. You'll be allowed to go only to school and home. All right. Mom, do you guys attend any sort of church or worship place on the weekends?
Señora, ¿ustedes asisten iglesia o algo fuera de la casa en los fines de semana?
Sí, yo sí voy a la iglesia y de hecho ella en el mes de octubre paró de ir conmigo. Yo siempre la invito, vente, vámonos. Y no es que la invite, tiene que ir conmigo porque ella está bajo mi cuidado. Además, soy su mamá. La otra es que ella no puede estar sola en la casa y no quiere ir conmigo.
Okay. Un momento, okay? All right, so yeah, Mom says I go. Recently, Victoria had stopped going, but I want to make her go. That's the sum of it.
Yeah, I got that. So here's the thing, Victoria. If your mom says that she's going to church and you're going with her, then guess what? You're going with her. Okay, so you'll be allowed to go with mom to church and you'll be allowed to go to school, and that's it. So part of this is you obeying your mother. And so again, if she says that you are going to church with her, she's your mother, she can make you do that. You will be going with her. Okay? All right. You are also not to have any harmful or offensive contact with your mother. If you so much as invade her personal space, that's considered offensive, okay? And you are to participate in mediation and all other services that are recommended by the Juvenile Probation Department. If you fail to do any one of those things, then a directive to apprehend could be issued, which means they will just go pick you up and bring you back here, okay? And if you run off while you're given this opportunity, I can promise you that any one of the judges that you will see are going to keep you here, okay? All right, so those are the terms and conditions of your release. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, more. I don't. Where are they? Where they are. Are they down here? I should know. It looks like mine. Let's see.
¿Le puedo preguntar algo? Señor Yáñez.
Oh, un momento. Judge, Victoria's mother would like to ask something. Is that all right?
Sure, yes. Is that it?
Okay. Sí, adelante, señora.
¿Cuándo va a poder salir de ahí ella?
Okay. When can she leave detention, Victoria?
I'll allow her to be released, but she can return back for that. Is that possible? I don't remember, Ms. Guerrero, is that possible for her to return for mediation?
Yes. And I
Okay.
will call the mom. Yo le llamo, señora, y le explico todo ahorita en un momento.
Gracias, señora Guerrero.
Yeah, so if she doesn't show up, Mom, or she
¿Le
doesn't
puedo
obey
colgar?
you,
She wants to know if she can exit the meeting.
just a minute. Senora, if she doesn't obey you and she doesn't come to mediation, she gives you any trouble, just let Ms. Guerrero know, okay? But I will let her go home today as long as she complies with all those terms and conditions.
Señora, en caso de que no cumpla Victoria con las reglas de su liberación, por favor informe a la señora Guerrero, ¿ok?
Ok,
Y ahorita la señora Guerrero va a hablar con usted
muchas gracias.
por teléfono.
Ok, está bien.
Okay.
¿Puedo colgar?
Can she hang up now?
Yes, of course. Thank you,
Okay.
Senora. Gracias.
Yeah, ahora sí. Gracias.
Okay, gracias.
All right, do not bring the next child in yet. Do not bring the child in yet. All right, up until this point, these proceedings have been live streamed because courts are closed due to Texas weather. In compliance with the Open Courts Act here in Texas, they have been open to the public. However, the Texas Family Code also says that when we have a child under the age of 14, the court is to make these proceedings private. And so if you are not on this Zoom for Tiana, then you are to exit at this time unless you are, again, here for Tiana, or if you are an officer of the court, you may stay. And at this time, I will be ending the live stream. Let's see here.